are stealing my house.
And if I don't steal it, someone else is gonna steal it.
No one is allowed to steal it, يا عمي. Jacob, you know this is not your house.
Yes, but if I go, you don't go back. So what's the problem? Why are you yelling at me? I didn't do this. I didn't do this.
But
It's easy to yell at me, but I didn't do this.
You are stealing my house.
Here, get the out of the country. This is Jewish country only. We don't need Muslims here.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
This morning, Iran staging a mass funeral for Hamas's political chief. The Iranian regime says Ismail Haniyeh was assassinated by Israel, killed by a missile strike on this building in the heart of its capital city. Prayers led by Iran's supreme leader, who met Haniyeh hours before his death. Calls of mourning mixing with cries for revenge against Israel and death to America. With fears of a wider war rising, the New York Times, citing 3 Iranian officials, reports the supreme leader has ordered a direct attack on Israel. A potential repeat of this massive missile barrage Iran fired back in April. Hezbollah, Iran's proxies in Lebanon, also threatening to attack after an Israeli strike that killed one of their top commanders. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu warning Israel will exact a heavy price for any aggression against us. The U.S. now scrambling to prevent all-out war and keep hopes of a ceasefire deal in Gaza alive.
The path that the region is on is toward more conflict, and it is crucial that we break this cycle.
In Gaza, Palestinian journalists saying a painful goodbye to 2 of their own, saying this Al Jazeera crew was killed when Israeli forces bombed their car while they were covering the attack on Haniyeh.
Now, the Israeli military did not respond to our request for comment about the killing of those 2 journalists. They are saying this morning they are now confident that they took out Hamas's military chief in a strike in Gaza 2 weeks ago, a strike that also killed dozens of civilians. The IDF saying that terror chief was hiding in a civilian area.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 45. Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. So let's go back. Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord, that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. You see, this was a future prophecy towards America, aka Babylon the Great. Now he is combining America with a landmass that's being occupied by heathens. And I'm mainly speaking of the land of Israel. The land of Chaldeans goes back to the Mesopotamian time period where the Chaldeans lived. You see what the map shows, right? So that was the landmass. But who is living there now with aggression and pride, or having control of those areas by military force? And we're speaking from the Persian Gulf to the West Banks. You see, judgment is coming to that land as well as America. Let's go back. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Okay? So now, little brother, little cousin, who talks high and mighty here in America and across over there, because they know that their people, their family members, Esau, Edom, got the artillery. So the least of the flock, the Amalekites, the Rothschilds, these imposters will meddle, cause conflict in the region to bring out the heavy hitters for war. So why war? To usher in the ultimate plan? Remember, this is not their show. The Lord wrote this script, and World War III is here. But see, something has to happen during the war in order for them to keep the upper hand for that moment. Why? To form an alliance, to usher in Revelations 13, the MOTB, the New World System. That grain of thing that they want to put in your body to control you. You see? And with that being said, it's going to be the same way it is for them to gather all of them together under one consent to fight against Yahushua and the angels when he come back. So the least of the flock shall draw them out. And one thing about this devil, and I'm speaking of the entire race of Esau, they play their role. They play their script that the Lord has written. And at the other hand of that, that's why they greatly despised. Jeremiah 50:46. At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations. Oh man. So when them missiles continue to pound America, when them chariot missiles pound Israel, the earth will shake. And we speaking physically and spiritually, knowing that another empire has fallen. The last empire has given up the ghost, as they say. Now here comes a new rulership of people. The promise that was given and granted from the beginning to the Israelites. The cries of many souls that never was meant to survive, trusting in Esau lies and witchcraft. That's what they hear. You see, their cousins gave them our land. Ezekiel 36:5. The Balfour Declaration. Yet look at them. Look at all these abominable people. I thought they do laws, statutes, and commandments. The Torah. Well, in Deuteronomy 23:17 says there should be no sodomites in Israel. So what happened? Our people have sodomites because you told us we were Gentiles and heathens anyway. And you gave us an image of a sodomite to worship. Nevertheless, we are here to rebuke our people too. It's time to get your family, Esau, because you're in a hell of a trouble now. They're gonna need your help. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out, and their heart and talk is only of war. Mr. Red Sword, watch what these men say about this situation.
Now, General, is America's military prepared to take on the global challenge?
Well, first of all, let me just commend you for what that synopsis you just provided, because I think it's incredibly accurate. I've been on a congressional commission looking at the United States defense strategy for over 18 months. And our fundamental conclusion is that we're in a period of time where the threats that you just mentioned, China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran, are the most serious and the most dangerous we've faced since World War II. And the reason is they're collaborating and cooperating together. They become considerably more aggressive, and you just gave examples of that aggression. And why is that? Why are they more aggressive? Because they believe there's a lack of will in the United States to confront them because we're focused inward. And secondly, they know full well there's been erosion of U.S. military capability, and we're not as dominant a force as we used to be because we spent 20 years in the 9/11 wars, and we have not resourced the military properly since we started to wind down. So those are major issues out there facing this president and the future president in dealing with these threats. And it's obvious, they are more aggressive. And the administration, the problem I have with it, and our commission has, they won't come full clean with the American people how serious and dangerous these threats are. And I think the likely reason they're not doing that is because the American people say, well, what are you going to do about it? And that would change a lot of their political objectives in terms of how they're resourcing and spending money in terms of social programs, entitlements, and other things out there. So yes, I'm delighted you brought that up. This is the most serious issue, I believe, facing the United States. is our own security.
Next one, General. Iran's Khomeini has reportedly ordered a direct attack on Israel because of the assassinations. What is our role? What's America's role if that happens? Do they need a lot of help from us?
Listen, these devils, they do their thing in a triangle. You understand what I'm saying? Top point of the triangle, they consider themselves to be the good ones. Good in all aspects of life. Entitlement. To force their beliefs and views of their likings on the people. They believe that they are superior. Well, Satan and his given counterpart in the flesh, Esau Edom, was given this short time for rulership. So how else would they set up their system? You got the other point, one of the two lower points of the triangle. And these are like the Jokers, the Lex Luthors, the Dr. Dooms, Ultron. And they happen to be the so-called Russians, the Arabs, the Chinese, the Latino cartels, the Italians, as the villains of the earth. So they have to defend the earth and their so-called good people. You see this? And then you got the last triangle, the point at the bottom. See, Esau used the Bible in all kind of wicked ways. And he understood Ham was to be the servants of the three brothers and to be cursed. And that's why he wanted us to believe, we speaking us as the Israelites, to believe that we are Africans and not the Israelites. The empire of good, the empire of evil, the empire of slaves. This is where they did this devil mindset at. Well, okay. Deuteronomy 25, 17 through 19. Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way, when ye were come forth out of Egypt, how he met thee by the way, and smote the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou wast faint and weary, and he feared not the Most High. Therefore it shall be, when the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, thy power, have given thee rest from all thine enemies round about, in the land which the Lord thy power giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven, that thou shalt not forget it. We have to understand the time we in, and that all gloves are off. The culling, the sifting, and the doors of mercy are almost over and closed. You will be in your lot if you're not already. Okay? These prophecies are being fulfilled very quickly now. Israel persecution is coming. Military draft is coming. You Israelites, what you gonna do? And Esau, you fabricate everything. You are the author of confusion. Okay? Go ahead and start your wars. You doing us a favor. Okay? The least of the flock shall draw them out. But just know one thing. Just know that at the end, the Lord is not going to meet you as no man. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh, and double honors to the apostles out of Great Millstone. Shalom.